Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so in this video today guys, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make wafer paper glue. And this glue, you can use it to also glue sugar paper as well. And there's a difference between wafer paper and sugar paper, just in case you do not know. So if you want to know the difference between wafer paper and sugar paper and which one would be best for the project you have at hand, I'm going to put a link to a video right up here. It says click on me, click on that. I already made a video to educate you about that in case you don't know a lot about this edible papers. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so usually when I want to make wafer paper glue, I like to use like my wafer paper scraps, like the ones I already used and maybe cut out, like the remnants and everything. Yeah, so like I don't like maybe use an old one again or maybe waste it or something. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use wafer paper glue or on sugar paper or on wafer paper. Okay, so when you separate the ones you want to use, it's important for wafer paper, like regardless of what quality you have, it's important for you to wrap it in cling film so like air cannot touch it because it easily dries out. I see a lot of people online saying like maybe like there are some that are not good quality, or I don't really know. I actually just buy the cheapest ones, but you have to make sure that regardless of what grade you buy, make sure you wrap them in cling film and make sure like oil or water or like air basically doesn't get too much in contact with it, otherwise they will dry out. Okay, so we're going to use those scraps on the table to make our wafer paper glue. I already used them for, I think I cut out some flowers and some butterflies in the past, so that's a remnant. In the meantime, let me show you guys some of my wafer paper and sugar paper cakes. And so pretty. I don't like to use, you can also use water to glue, but the thing with using water is that water kind of makes it too mushy, so like your wafer paper will be squeezing on your fondant and or buttercream, as the case may be. So, and that's not what you want. Okay, so first things you want to do is to take the wafer paper you want to use and then take a bowl, like a dry bowl would be the best. So take a bowl and then you're going to like squeeze it or crumple it inside, like just like if you were tearing, like shredding. Yeah, shred it inside. You can use a piece of scissors or you can just use your bare hands. Okay, so wafer paper guys, it is made out of glutinous rice and I think some water and starch. So what you're looking to make is like something with like a watery mochi consistency. If you know what mochi is, this is rice cakes that are trending on the internet right now, like Japanese or is it Chinese, I'm not really sure. They have this very sticky doughy consistency. Yeah, that's kind of what you're looking for, but a little bit more watery. And what you want to do for you to get to that, so it won't become too watery from the start, you need to start putting the water bit by bit. Basically this rice paper, this wafer paper glue is just a combination of wafer paper and water. And you're going to be putting the water in bits and then you're going to be stirring and like just mushing it together basically until it gets to the consistency you want. You want a consistency that's not too thick and you don't want it to be too thin, so that when you use a brush to touch it, you can actually fetch some of it with a brush. And if it is too thin, like it's not going to be different from the effect you get with water. So what you want to do is use maybe a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons for a start, depending on how much wafer paper you're using. I don't actually really measure. I just put as much like scrap wafer paper as I have, and then I start to go bit by bit with like 1 teaspoon of water at a time. So if you notice what I'm doing, I'm just mashing it together until it forms like a really thick paste. And then once it forms like a really consistent thick paste that has no lumps and anything, then I'll put another teaspoon of water basically and then stir it again until like it forms a thick paste, until basically I get to the consistency I am looking for. Okay, so if you notice it right now, it kind of looks like chewing gum. A very disgusting chewing gum for that matter. Okay, so what you want to do is add 1 more teaspoon of water and then stir. Just mash it together until it comes to like very even consistency, and then keep doing that until you get to the consistency you want. So right now, like this, I've added about 3 teaspoons of water. If you add too much water, you won't be able to beat out the lumps, which is not good, and you might see it in like when you're trying to use your glue, like your brush might fetch it or something. So make sure you do it in bits and don't be in a hurry. I think I was a little bit in a hurry in this video, so do it in parts and like take your time and stir it really well. Can you see how dough is beginning to look like wet starch? Yeah, that's what you're going for. So we're going to add another teaspoon of water and then stir until I think it's almost at the consistency we're looking for. I have too many lumps, but If you're more patient than me, just take your time, you won't have lumps at all. So sorry guys. And at this point, I think this consistency is okay for me. You can fetch it with a brush, you can transfer it. So let us test it on a piece of wafer paper that I already cut out. So what you want to do is take 2 pieces of wafer paper that you cut and then try to glue it together. If you don't see the water on either side, then if you don't see the glue on either side, then it's an amazing consistency and it is not too thin. You want it not to be too thin. Can you see? If both sides are dry after you glue it together, because wafer paper has, can you see? Yeah, wafer paper has this thing where it easily gets mushed and stuff. So thank you guys for always watching my channel, and I will see you in my next tutorial. I hope this video is useful to you. Please give me a thumbs up if it is. Thank you guys. Bye.